Hello YouTube. I've been having many conversations with associates of mine about the perfect bushcraft knife. And bushcraft, the knife of bushcraft is the sharpest knife you've got on you. I've got to agree that there's many different types out there, many jobs, depending what you prefer, whether you prefer machetes, Gurkha-Kuris, you can go for Grants 4 axes, the lot. Brilliant. All of them will do a job, get you out of trouble, build your dens, brilliant. Now a survival knife is a completely different story. A survival knife, how can you possibly have a survival knife? If you're in the military, you can carry a survival knife. If you're a civilian and you're getting on an aeroplane, you've got no knife. So all these survival knives out there that cost an absolute fortune is useless because you're not going to have one on you. Now, the thing you've got to learn is the knowledge how to make a knife if you're in a scenario. We'll say you're in a taxi and you're driving out into the countryside. The chances of you having a survival knife on you are very slim. So the car crashes, you get bowled over, you're bleeding, petrol's pouring out of the car. There's no survival knife to reach. So that's where you've got to use your initiative. You've got to try and break the glass. You've got to look around you for a can of Coke you can rip open and use the tin to cut the seatbelt to get you out. So the definition really of a survival knife is the one you can invent in your mind and make out of the equipment around you. Let's say, for instance, you're in a plane crash and somehow you survive and you manage to get to a desert island. You see all the videos where they got machetes and they got everything else. You show me a machete next time you're on an aeroplane, where it is, where you can find it. Is it going to float? Is it going to sink to the bottom? When you wash up on that show, you got nothing. You got the clothes you're wearing if you're lucky. That's if it hasn't been ripped off in the turbulence. But when you get onto that island, 99% of the world is covered in litter. You could find a plastic milk bottle. Now, if you tear that with your teeth and shape it at the right angles and get stones and file it either side, you can turn that into a cutting object. Stones, shells, all these things are overlooked when you see these people talking about survival knives and bushcraft knives. The chances of you having one on you, like I said, are very, very slim. A credit card can be filed and sharpened against a stone to make it cuttable, so you can cut items. You're not going to make spears and twine. You've got to have the knowledge in your head, which you learn from bushcraft, how to make cordage. Once you get all these things into your mind, when you find yourself in this survival situation, you've got nothing. Just what you've learned. So I will say to you, keep learning, watch YouTube, Ray Mears, Bear Grylls. If you are going on a boating trip, then you can have a bug out bag. You should have a survival knife on you. Or you should have a bushcraft knife on you. You should have cordage. You should have flares. That's obvious. If you can carry it, great. But most of the time, you've got nothing. Because if you was expecting a survival a disaster, if you was expecting it, then you would have a caravan and pocket knives and food and everything you would need. So because you don't know it's going to happen, you've got nothing. So all I can say to you people, learn everything you can and learn to make things from nothing. That is the best survival knife, cordage, anything else you can ever carry. It's all up here. Think about it. Subscribe to my channel. I'll show you bits and pieces. And rate this video if you agree. Thanks for watching.